Well, I guess we'll get right to this. The beautiful Ukrainian girl. Oh, this was just one of those stories that if you're a civil member of society, this is the shit that just tears you up, and just the anger that is coming out of people. And again, from everything, from looking at the black community doing nothing to address these. Look, I know I follow a lot of accounts on X, and I have a lot of differing opinions, and I see there are black people that say this is terrible. This fucking thug shouldn't have been out on the streets. I see it. But I mean, it is an unbelievably small minority of blacks that call this shit out. And they usually have some kind of a popular podcast or something. You will not see the regular, black person speaking out against shit like this. Just does not happen. And sometimes you'll see comments where they're all for this. They think more white people should die in horrific fashion at the hands of black people. Yeah, they're out there. These are the same people telling you that the KKK is still around. What is that? I hear something.
Sorry.
Still happen. A lynching, in this case, I don't see a better form of justice than a good old of this guy. This that stabbed this girl in the neck on a train. He wasn't supposed to even be on that train. He did not pay to get on it. Could have been prevented. He had been arrested 14 times prior for violent crimes. A black woman judge let him out the last time for no bail. He signed a little note that said he'll show up for his court appearance, which God knows when that was, 8 months, a year, 2 years from now, with 14 previous arrests for violent stuff, not for just having a roach in his pocket. Probably did have a roach. And this black woman judge basing everything she does on the bench on skin color, seeing a young black man and seeing the horrible, oppressive, racist system that she works for, ruining another potential doctor or astronaut. So she's going to let him go. And that's what she did. She let this fucking guy go. He horrifically murders an innocent girl who was in this country because she wanted to leave the murder and war going on in her home country of Ukraine. There's a war going on here. Why don't we ever hear about that? Not an impending war, not a coming civil war, not if this gets worse, there's going to be a war. The war that's on right now, the war that is going on right now. There are black people murdering white people for no other reason than they are white people there to murder. It's not they did me wrong, or I had a beef, or they slept with my wife. There's no reason aside from, oh, there's a white person, let me kill them. Well, that sounds like a war to me. That sounds like we're at a war. People are dying in this war that we're in. So I don't want to hear impending. If, when, we're at war. And this girl is another casualty of that war. And that guy that did it is a soldier in this war. And the judge that let him out, she's on the opposing side, too, of a war. I'd like to see how many white dudes she lets go without bail, with a note saying, come back. If she even sees white dudes in her court, depending on what district it is. It's probably all black guys just coming in, and she just writes them a little get out of jail free card, and there they go to do whatever the fuck they want again and again and again. And aren't people mad? Aren't people mad? Like at the point where you're really fucking disgusted? I think so. I know my first tweet on it got like 1.4 million views. I was talking about how this is a Rosa Parks moment for white people. And this is the assassination of MLK Jr. Moment for white people. What's it going to take? Rosa Parks sits in a seat in a staged bullshit dog and pony show to try to, show how awful America is, get to the back of the bus. And, it brings about this civil rights bullshit. And she has statues of herself all over the country. She sat so you can fly or something. She sat so you can run. What about the Ukrainian girl? Yep, Irina. What about young, beautiful Irina? Where is she? Where's her statues going to be? How many statues are they going to put all over the country for her? She sat to be murdered in the race war of 2025. Yeah. But, obviously I see mad people. I see they're very angry, but how angry? Not even angry enough to say something. Where are the politicians? I saw Trump. Trump addressed this horrific murder today. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, we got to do something. Yeah, okay. If we can't be safe, we can't be a country. Yeah. Say something to the effect of, when is the black community going to address this very serious problem? When? Say it. Say it. This is a black on white issue. And it's not just murder. It's bad. But I mean, anytime you see a group of people go into a store and ransack it and leave, it's black people. I've seen a few of the homeless white dudes, the filthy fucking bums, and they see what's going on and think, well, if people are stealing and they're getting away with it, I'll give it a try. And then they go in and walk out, fuck you, whatever. But, it's what blacks are doing is organized crime. It's a group of them. They go into these stores, they rob it blind, and then it's sold. They don't use the goods they're stealing. They don't themselves go out and sell it to their friends. Yo, man, you need some shampoo and shit? They sell it to a fence. They sell it to people, Nigerians or what have you, Muslims, Somalis. And then those people hire illegals and these other Somalis and Islam and fucking whatever. And they go to certain areas that are known for selling these goods. They spread out a little tarp or a blanket, and all those things stolen from CVS and Walgreens and Walmart and any other place are laid out on the blanket, and people buy them at a highly discounted price from those people. So when you hear shoplifting, it's not shoplifting. This is a racket. It's an organized crime with different characters and different departments, and they could make some arrests and start RICOing these motherfuckers. Get on them as organized crime. Get the FBI involved, because that's exactly what this is. Pick up the shoplifters and follow that trail and arrest all these fucks on RICO statutes. because this is organized crime, not shoplifting. But will that happen? No. Although I do see store owners and the like getting a lot more involved in things like this. I've said in the past, one moment. I've said in the past that I wouldn't get involved personally. If I see a deadly threat to me, my loved ones, and perhaps somebody out on the street, if it's blatantly obvious and imminent death is going to happen, I might do something with it. If I had a weapon, I'm not going to step in close, but I might do something. But I don't advise anyone to do anything when they see something. Unfortunately, the woman on the train was stabbed so quickly, the guy stood up and stabbed her. There wasn't really an indication before that imminent death of this girl was going to take place, which is a shame. And if anybody had time to do something and was able to subdue or take out this animal that killed this beautiful girl, they would most likely be in jail right now. The person that prevented him from stabbing this girl, someone like Daniel Penny, on the train, he could have pulled that knife out. Someone sees it, does something, maybe has a weapon and takes him out before he stabs the girl. They would be in jail right now defending their freedom, because the black community, Democrats, liberals, politicians, Hollywood, they'd come out and say, oh, was that really necessary? How do you know what he was going to do? A black man with a knife? What? White people carry knives. They clean their nails with it. Why did you kill this wonderful man? So even in that situation, you'd have to run it through your will I be fucked filter. And that takes time. And in that amount of time, a girl is laying on the floor dead. You could take him out after the fact. But then again, now you're like, well, was he threatening you? So I suggest not getting involved. But I think people are getting so mad. And younger people have a lot more piss and vinegar flowing through their veins to get involved with something like that. Like, fuck you. I'm not taking that. I'm not ready to step up, get in someone's face and start yelling at them not to do something. I'm a little too, frail at this point. And I can't just shoot somebody, You got to go through those motions first. You got to put yourself, if you're going to step in, if you're going to step in between a situation, you have to put yourself in harm's way. And there has to be a threat that your life could be ended. And now it's going to go through court, and you stepping in to try to break something up, was that necessary? What were your actions doing that? You started this whole thing, and then you end it with a gunshot? Doesn't sound like self-defense to me. This is what you'd be facing in a court of law in 2025 in America. So, like I said, very, very dodgy to get involved.